So you're considering a move to Montana? Well, Montana is a big state, a really big state. And so if you're thinking about it, you should probably know where you want to land. And in this video, we'll talk about a good portion of Montana and give you some information about various locations. And if you'll stick around till the end of the video, I'll share some more interesting facts about Montana that you may not know. Now, if this is the first time that you've been to the Montana Real Estate channel, you'll want to subscribe and tap that notifications button, bell, so that you'll be in the know about all the most up-to-date information about Montana real estate. I'm Craig Cyphers, and along with my third-generation realtor daughter, Erica, we carry on the Cyphers family tradition of helping people find a place in Montana. We've been doing that as a family since 1966. And we would like to, we get emails and calls every day from people just like you who are considering moving to Montana, and we absolutely love it. So whether you're thinking about moving in the next 3 months or 3 years, please be sure to text us, give us a call, send us an email so that we can help you with your transition to Montana. And all the information that you need is in the description below. So let's get started talking about Montana. Now, here's an outline of the great state of Montana. And as you can see, it takes up a fair amount of room on the northwest interior of the Pacific Northwest. It is about 147,000 square miles, which is larger than the states of Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, New York, New Jersey, Delaware, and Maryland combined. So you can tell it's quite large. And in this video, what we want to do is we're going to concentrate on primarily the eastern or the western half of the state. The population of Montana is just over 1.1 million. So there's plenty of open space, as you might guess. And what we'll want to do is concentrate on a number of areas and talk to you a little bit about how we'd like to be a resource for you if you're looking to move to the state. To give you an idea of the vastness of what we're talking about here, it is, in this particular case, let's get rid of this, going from where the edge of Montana, the western edge of Montana to Seattle, that drive is 365 miles. The drive from the western edge of Montana to pretty much where we are going to be concentrating is a drive of 455 miles over here. So you can see that it's a pretty extensive area. And what we're going to do is we're going to concentrate in the area where we primarily operate. We have a number of offices throughout the state, and they are in Laurel, Montana, which is just outside of Billings, and it's about mid-state. And then we have offices in Helena, which is the capital. We have offices in Great Falls, Polson, Missoula, Stevensville, Hamilton, and Darby. So we're going to take a look at each one of these particular areas and kind of talk about some of the elements that may be of interest to you. In Laurel's just outside of Billings. Billings is the largest city in Montana, is about a little over 100,000 people. And Laurel services an area which is very interesting because, well, we get down here, and if you're, for example, a skier, this area right here is Red Lodge, Montana. And Red Lodge has got a terrific mountain there, and it's not a very far drive out of any of these communities here. And they're all just gorgeous locations. And we also, with respect to that Laurel market We service all the way up into everything from Rygate, Roundup, Mussel Shell. This is phenomenal hunting in this area. And then we've got the 94 corridor, and you've got the Bighorn River, which is nothing short of the Grand Canyon. And so that Laurel office handles all of that, and we can be a resource for you in that. Then we get over into the Helena area. The good stuff is, as I said, it's the capital. You've got the Missouri River, Canyon Ferry, Lake, Dam, the Gates of the Mountains, all sorts of really interesting stuff. Helena has got a very rich history, a lot of, activity with respect to gold. And then we've got our office in Great Falls, which is north. Of course, Great Falls, for the Lewis and Clark went through this area. One of the older communities where the Missouri started, where a lot of settlers came in from St. Louis, for example, and they came into Fort Benton. And this is a lot of farm country up in here. And again, a lot of phenomenal hunting and fishing. In fact, just down here from Great Falls, down on Highway 15 from Great Falls, is a little place called Craig. And Cascade and Craig are some of the best fishing on the Missouri River. Phenomenal fishing. And so this is the start of the Missouri River is down in this area at Three Forks. And here's Craig right here, and right on the Missouri River. Phenomenal fishing. Just a little ways down from Great Falls on I-15. So that's the Great Falls market. And then we also have offices in Polson. And the Polson is a phenomenal area it sits right on Flathead Lake. Flathead Lake is the largest natural freshwater lake west of the Mississippi. It's actually bigger than Lake Tahoe. It's not as deep as Lake Tahoe, but this is homes to all sorts of celebrities. And another area that's serviced by us there is we go up and we see the phenomenal community of Whitefish. And Whitefish has got Whitefish Mountain, past known as Big Mountain, one of the great ski areas in the West. And Whitefish is like mini Aspen. The restaurants are fabulous. The entertainment is exceptional. And there's Whitefish Lake right there at Whitefish. Some of the most expensive real estate around. And we're gonna take some time and some other videos and talk about the real estate in each one of these markets. Here's Whitefish Lake, you can see right here. And then up here, we'll see Big Mountain. Kind of tough to see it on this. And then to the south, we have from Polson going down Highway 93, which actually goes from Mexico, or from Canada to Mexico. I guess you could go the other way as well. And this is all very interesting, glaciated. You can see various little lakes here and there. And then the Lolo National Forest. And then just a little bit further south is Missoula, Montana, which is the home of the Fighting Grizzlies, our sports team at the University of Montana. And then you travel down the Bitterroot, and this also is, Lolo is where Lewis and Clark traveled up the Bitterroot and across Lolo Pass here back in about 1804. And then you have Stevensville, which is actually the oldest settlement in the interior Northwest. Obviously, the first in Montana, established with the St. Mary's Mission in 1841. So the Bitterroot Valley has a very, very long history. And so traveling further south, we find ourselves in Hamilton, which is a really interesting community historically. A gentleman by the name of Marcus Daly founded Hamilton. He was one of the three copper kings that came out of Butte, which is to the east over here. The richest hill on earth was Butte, and at one time, Butte was one of the largest cities in the United States. And so right around the turn of the century. So this is our Hamilton location. Another interesting fact is that if we look, and we'll try to see it here, is that there is a very expensive golf community in this area called Stock Farm Club. It is a place of billionaires. That's where they have their second, third, fourth homes, etc. And it is a golf community. And of course, another excellent thing about Hamilton is that you've got the Bitterroot River that runs through, phenomenal trout stream, blue ribbon trout stream. People from all over the world come there. And you can also see on our channel little information about Daly Mansion, which was the home of Marcus Daly back at the turn of the century. And so then as we travel further down the valley, we get down to our little community. It's an old logging community of Darby, and you might be familiar with some of the sites around Darby from the Paramount television series called Yellowstone. And just outside of Darby, we also have just a wonderful little mountain lake called Lake Como. Now, the valley was formed, and you can see this vast amount of mountain range here. This is the Bitterroot-Selway Wilderness. It is the second largest wilderness in the lower 48. The largest is the Frank Church River of No Return. And actually the entire wilderness complex takes up just like this entire amount. It's like 1.3 million acres of wilderness just in the Bitterroot-Selway alone. So the hiking is phenomenal. This was all uplift from the Idaho batholith when the Cascades were being built, and then it was all glaciated. In fact, all of this was underwater at one time under what was called Glacial Lake Missoula. And so plenty of outdoor activity. Hunting is phenomenal. So we are going to spend some time taking a look at some of these specific communities. So look for those community videos and learn more about the real estate in each one of them. We'll talk about, price points and some of the things that you would be excited about. Really appreciate you staying with us to the end on this, and we look forward to being a resource for you. Remember, don't hesitate to reach out to us, comment about this video. Also, if you have some questions specifically about some of these communities, as you can see, we handle quite a large area, and we do it pretty effectively. We handle about 61,000 square miles of property, and of course, much of this is national forest. Whether we have the Flathead National Forest, Bitterroot National Forest, we just tons of state and federal ground, and clean water, clean air. It's a wonderful lifestyle. We look forward to hearing from you.